Hello and good evening. You're with the late edition. I'm Gautam Roy. And we are, of course, talking about India and Pakistan today because in perhaps the strongest warning ever to Pakistan to prevent it from doing anything precipitative, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has said in no uncertain terms to Islamabad that the already in peril bilateral ties are even more at stake if any harm comes to former Indian naval officer Kulbhushan Jadhav, who's been sentenced to death in Pakistan on charges of spying for India. Pakistan has taken some heavy hits in Parliament today, with the government assuring the opposition that it will leave no stone unturned to bring Jadhav back home unhurt. Here's a report.
India-Pakistan relations on edge again. Tuesday saw protests outside the neighbouring country's High Commission in New Delhi, and almost around the same time, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj issued a strong warning to Islamabad not to harm one hair on former Indian naval officer and businessman Kulbhushan Jadhav's head.
I would caution the Pakistan government to consider the consequences for our bilateral relationship if they proceed on this matter. Mr. Chairman, sir, I would also like to tell the House that I have been in touch with the parents of Shri Jadhav, and we are extending our fullest support to them in this difficult situation. A strong sense of solidarity expressed by the House will give them more courage and strength of this. There is no evidence of wrongdoing by Shri Jadhav. He is the victim of a plan that seeks to cast aspersions on India to deflect international attention from Pakistan's well-known record of sponsoring and supporting terrorism.
The External Affairs Minister also assured the House that Jadhav's matter will be raised at the highest levels with Pakistan. Jadhav was sentenced to death by a Pakistan court on Monday on charges of spying for the Research and Analysis Wing. He was arrested last year in March from Chaman, an area close to Pakistan's border in Iran. The government has maintained that Jadhav's trial and sentencing has been carried out in a summary manner without the backing of evidence. The Indian government was even denied consular access to Jadhav 13 times by Pakistan in contravention to all international norms. Home Minister Rajnath Singh, making a statement in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday, ridiculed Pakistan's case against Jadhav.
कुलभूषण जाधव के पास यदि वैलिड इंडियन पासपोर्ट मिला है तो स्पाई कैसे हो सकता है, यह बात समझ में नहीं आती है। जब उनके पास वैलिड इंडियन पासपोर्ट था तो इसका प्रश्न ही नहीं खड़ा होता, और ये पाकिस्तान के एक्शन को यह सीधे एक्सपोज करता है।
Information and Broadcasting Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu has also put Pakistan in the dock in the eyes of the world community.
कोई तक उन्होंने सबूत पेश नहीं किया, कोई फेयर ट्रायल हुआ नहीं, किसी को मालूम भी नहीं है, फिर भी अपने आप उन्होंने तय करके रखा। हमारा लोग, उनका जो लोग है उनको छोड़ते हैं हम लोग हमारा, तो इसलिए पाकिस्तान अपना पुराना आदत से बाहर नहीं आ पा रहे, वही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, और पूरा दुनिया देख रहे हैं, पूरा दुनिया में इसका निंदा होगा।
Members of opposition parties in both houses have urged the government to do everything possible to ensure Jadhav returns unharmed to India.
जो वहां की फौज ने किया वो तो किया है, लेकिन इसके बाद दो और मरहले हैं, एक तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट और फिर उसके बाद राष्ट्रपति के पास जाएगा केस, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है। तो क्या हमारी सरकार उसमें पूरी मदद करे कि ऐसे वकील उसके पास हों जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, उसकी वहां की सुप्रीम कोर्ट में उसकी पूरी मदद करें, अदालत में ही हम जीत जाएं।
This is one time when what Pakistan is doing is not only an assault on India, it is an assault on the bonds of international law, of international conventions that affect everybody. We will convey our support to the government as well as urge the government to take it up in world forums as well.
Ever since the Modi government came to power in 2014, countless overtures and gestures have been made by India to improve relations with Pakistan. But every time the powers that be in Islamabad and Rawalpindi have responded with deceit and cold-blooded terrorism. The Uri attack in early 2016 sent ties on a downhill track, after which no serious attempt has been made by Pakistan to mend forces. The question is, will Pakistan heed India's warning on Jadhav's sentencing and at the same time seize the opportunity of bringing ties back on track? Bureau Report, DD News.
So that's the context of the Jadhav story, and to talk about it further, we have Satish Chandra with us, noted expert on external affairs and former Deputy National Security Advisor, as well as former Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan. We also have C. Uday Bhaskar, who's the Director of Society for Policy Studies, a well-known security and strategic analyst. First to you, Ambassador Chandra. What do you make, in the first place, of the kind of remarks that the External Affairs Minister had made in the House today, in the Rajya Sabha? Very strong words. Would you say that it borders on a threat? How do you interpret it?
I think these remarks were called for. They were appropriate. Yes, they were strong and they had to be strong. Because I think it was essential to convey the sentiments of the Indian people in the matter, and the fact that what Pakistan was doing is really contrary to all canons of diplomatic practice. I mean, this sort of thing of not granting consular access to him and then carrying out a sentence without any due process. It's bizarre. And as was stated by someone in the House, I think that this sort of a thing is just not on, and we need to take strong action.
Commodore Uday Bhaskar, what the Indian government has said, all these things that Ambassador Satish Chandra just repeated, that it's a summary trial and it's a complete mockery of not only the judicial process anywhere in any country which observes democratic norms, but otherwise also it's a violation of international norms as well. The way Pakistan has proceeded ever since March last year, when Kulbhushan Jadhav, one version is that he was simply kidnapped.
I think, if you reconstruct the events from last year, Gautam, two aspects stand out quite clearly. One is the manner in which Kulbhushan Jadhav was quote-unquote abducted. Now they have created a story saying that he was picked up in Balochistan, and the charges that have been leveled against him are those of espionage and spying and trying to foment trouble in Balochistan and linking it with the China-Pakistan economic corridor. This is last year. But if you look at the sequence of events even within Pakistan, there was a very interesting development in December last year, where Mr. Sartaj Aziz, the advisor to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, was reported in the Pakistani media.
Yes.
I remember very distinctly, it was early December, both GeoTV and Dawn, the newspaper in Pakistan, had a report which said that Mr. Sartaj Aziz, in a closed-door meeting of the Pakistani Senate, had indicated that the evidence against Jadhav was inadequate, and therefore it would be difficult for the Pakistan Foreign Office to take this case further.
Yes, but the Foreign Office refuted it since it happened in the
within a few
meeting.
hours they refuted, but this is the linkage I thought we should draw attention to. Obviously there was something inadequate in terms of the way in which the evidence
Very
had
colorful
been put
phrase in
together.
Hindi, dal mein kuch kala.
Exactly. But, again, knowing how the Pakistani system works, within 6 to 8 hours, there was a frantic scramble, and the Pakistani media retracted the story, and the Pakistan Foreign Office said, no, this is not what Mr. Aziz said. We have chapter and verse against Kulbhushan Jadhav. This is December last year. From then to now, I think you also look at the way in which the judicial process ostensibly has been put into place, which is they have invoked the Pakistani military law. Now, the law itself is controversial. When this was introduced 2 years ago to try civilians in camera, many voices in Pakistan were raised at that time saying that this is not the appropriate way of dealing with such cases, even as far as Pakistan citizens were concerned. Now you have a grey area where they have a foreign national, in this case an Indian national, who has been brought in front of this so-called court-martial, a general court-martial, and they have sentenced him to death. So it lacks transparency, and the whole, I would say, invoking of a military court-martial itself is suspect. And this is what members in the House had drawn attention to today in the Indian Parliament, when they said that this is in complete violation of the protocols. And more importantly, Gautam, is that for this entire 1 year, Kulbhushan Jadhav was denied consular access.
Yes.
Again, this came up repeatedly.
Yes.
It's again against all existing practices that when two countries have the kind of relationship that India and Pakistan do, consular access has always been allowed for. And time permitting, we can talk about the Kasab case, but maybe we'll pick it up later.
Right. Before I take a break, Ambassador Chandra, consular access denied 13 times. What would have happened had India got consular access to this former naval officer?
Well, as I said earlier, consular access is standard diplomatic practice. When a national of any country is in custody of another country, then the diplomatic mission of that country from which this national is,
Yes.
is allowed to meet the person who is in custody.
And this can be denied without giving any reason as
No,
Pakistan
you know,
has done?
this is the problem. Because had he been provided consular access, then we would have been fully aware of the situation, how he was being treated, whether or not he was being tortured, whether he was being kept properly, and providing also
Because what
legal.
really went out very strongly in the Pakistani media and was played again and again was that supposedly video confessional that Jadhav made, which has no credence really as far as law is concerned.
That video recording, if you listen to it carefully, is cut in places, it's spliced, it is totally false. I just wanted to add two quick things. Number one, the German ambassador serving in Pakistan has indicated with total authenticity that what has actually happened is that Kulbhushan was picked up in Iran by the Taliban and handed over to the Pak ISI.
Okay.
So, you know, it's that sort. And the Iranian...
Because there are versions and versions and versions.
No,
we have to...
Iranian ambassador also confirms that no, he was not a spy with 100% assurance. I mean, this is quoted.
Certainly. I mean, these only strengthen India's case. But what can India really do as far as this case is concerned? Because Pakistan, we know what Pakistan is. We know what its track record has been in the past. It may not listen to the voice of reason still. We'll examine what kind of options that India really have after a short break in Late Edition. Stay tuned.
किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो बात बहुत है काम की समृद्धि के पैगाम की मिट्टी की तुम जांच कराओ मुफ्त सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड ले जाओ कभी मुनासिब बीज लगाओ सही किस्म की खाद ले आओ जितनी जरूरी उतनी डालो सही मात्रा खुद पहचानो किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो
आज ही मिट्टी की जांच कराएं राज्य सरकार के कृषि अधिकारी से संपर्क करें और मुफ्त में सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड पाएं कृषि और किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा किसान हित में जारी।
मैं ये नहीं पूछूंगा कि आप शौच के लिए कहाँ गए। मैं ये भी नहीं पूछूंगा कि अगर आप खुले में शौच के लिए गए तो क्या आपने अपने बच्चे की जान को खतरे में डाला? क्या आपके गांव की बच्चियों को खुले में शौच करते हुए किसी ने बुरी नजर से देखा? आप खुद समझदार हैं, सक्षम हैं। आप ये तो जानते ही होंगे कि हमारे देश में 70,000 से ज्यादा गांवों के लोगों ने खुले में शौच की प्रथा को खत्म कर दिया है। गांव के बच्चे, महिला, पुरुष सब इस लक्ष्य में जुटे। निगरानी समितियां बनी जिन्होंने खुले में शौच कर रहे लोगों को समझाया, शौचालय बनाया, उनका इस्तेमाल करना सिखाया। क्या आपका गांव भी बनेगा खुले में शौच से मुक्त? आइए स्वच्छ भारत अभियान से जुड़िए। अब नहीं तो कब?
क्या बात है राशिद, फर्स्ट डिवीजन में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करने के बाद भी तुम उदास हो? लेकिन सर वो सोच रहे होगे कि खर्चा कहाँ से आएगा? हैं? चिंता मत करो, क्योंकि अब तुम्हारे साथ है मौलाना आजाद नेशनल फेलोशिप।
फेलोशिप हमारे लिए सर?
हाँ, तुम्हारे लिए और अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय के उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जिनकी सालाना पारिवारिक आय 2.5 लाख रुपए से कम है और जिन्होंने किसी भी सरकारी विश्वविद्यालय से जूनियर रिसर्च फेलोशिप या एमफिल के लिए आवेदन दिया।
मदद हमारी, मंजिल आपकी।
प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क योजना ने हम गाँव वालों के लिए तरक्की के रास्ते खोल दिए।
सड़क के गड्ढों की फोटो खींच रहे हो? कोई खास बात है क्या?
अरे काका, मेरे मोबाइल फोन में मेरी सड़क ऐप है जिससे प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क से जुड़ी कोई भी जानकारी सरकार तक भेजी जा सकती है। सड़क से जुड़े सुझाव या शिकायत पर सरकार वाजिब कार्यवाही करती है।
प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क से जुड़ी कोई भी बात, मेरी सड़क एंड्रॉइड ऐप अब हर पल मेरे साथ।
Welcome back to Late Edition. We're talking about, the already precarious Indo-Pakistan ties in the context of what's in store for Kulbhushan Jadhav, a man accused, a former Indian naval officer, accused of spying in Pakistan and now sentenced to death. India's given out a dire warning to Pakistan, saying that do not let any harm come to Jadhav. Otherwise, there will be consequences for the bilateral ties between the two countries. We're talking here with Ambassador Satish Chandra and also Commodore Uday Bhaskar. In terms of, as I said, the track record, Ambassador Chandra of Pakistan, whenever India has told Pakistan to cease and desist on matters, what do you think can India do if Pakistan still does not listen to the voice of reason?
Well, there are many options. I think we need to first understand, and this demonstrates it, that this incident demonstrates it, that Pakistan is really a rogue state. It's not a normal state. Unfortunately,
but they seem to be all right with that. They've been characterized like that for such a long time.
No, but we need to take action against Pakistan. And there are a two-track approach. One is, of course, the international community must be sensitized to this issue. And the second one is that we should, and there was a proposal, in fact, to move a bill in Parliament to declare Pakistan a state sponsor of terror. And that has certain consequences, and that depends on what the government is comfortable with of retaliatory action against Pakistan. This bill was moved, it was considered, there was a measure of support for it, but then it was withdrawn.
But this move with Kulbhushan Jadhav, would it be, can it be characterized as an act of terror?
It is, in fact, because they are not observing normal canons and diplomatic practice. So it's a rogue state, and what you can impose then in that bill is actions against the Pakistani state. I mean, for instance, this is something which has been sanctioned by the army chief. Now, the Pakistani army chief. Now, there is certain actions there which can be in your law. You can do any number of things, and that has to be considered very carefully. It's not something that is done straight away, but you have to think through it.
Commodore Uday Bhaskar, before we hang in court of Pakistan on this, let's give the devil its due. Let's also examine what Pakistan's version has been, and you're quite familiar with that. Would you say that it has the characters of Swiss cheese? I mean, I do like Swiss cheese, but not, one of this kind which is full of holes.
I'm afraid, the way in which the Pakistani narrative has been advanced does have many inadequacies. And just to go back to what Ambassador Chandra has mentioned now, that if you look at the kind of versions or the way in which two ambassadors resident in Pakistan had spoken about this case, clearly one version which I have heard from more than one source is that here is this Indian national who was on legitimate economic activity in Iran, and he is captured, and then he is handed over in some kind of a deal to the Pakistani intelligence agencies, and then they create this entire construct about Balochistan, and various charges I have seen in the Pakistani media that have been clearly leaked to them, even suggesting that Kulbhushan Jadhav is responsible for the killing of a number of people in Balochistan. Now, my point is, and we had occasion to discuss this last night in different places, is that if Pakistan has such a strong case, why did they not make this investigation and the judicial process more transparent? They could have hoisted India for all these allegations.
Because that's just not the way they do things.
But unfortunately, there is no. You spoke about Swiss cheese. This case has so many inadequacies that I would say that for an objective, impartial, third-party observer, it does not convince.
It stinks like blue cheese.
Well, there you are. No, but unfortunately, I'm saying that Pakistan is getting away with this. And, when you look at the response of the international community, I think the fact that China continues to support them in the manner that they do, and let us not forget that India is not the only country that has been making these observations about Pakistan's behavior, which is quote-unquote rogue. Afghanistan has been crying itself hoarse from the rooftops.
Okay, since you brought China in, I want to widen this. Ambassador Chandra, just tell us, in this entire Jadhav case, the way it's played out, the way this entire sentencing has been done in such a short span of time without following due process, what sort of internal dynamics in Pakistan have been at play here, and also, external factors in neighborhood?
No, they have linked on CPEC onto this now. And they are sort of putting the onus that India wants to wreck CPEC, and Kulbhushan Jadhav is being used for this. Now, it is that factor which is partially at play. Also, I think there are certain...
CPEC is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the multi-billion-dollar one that is, stakes are very high for that, right?
In addition, the point is that we have had a campaign on Pakistan and its involvement with terror. This is trying to say that, look, India is doing the same thing, but they've done it in such a ham-handed fashion that I think it's playing out against Pakistan. So there are internal dynamics. And perhaps there are certain dynamics between the civil and military, as always.
Elections around the corner.
You know, various things, because the civilians, I don't think, were terribly keen on this. And Sartaj Aziz had made the statement, as Uday has just mentioned, that there is not enough evidence. We don't have enough evidence, and said it in December.
So clearly there are wheels within wheels, and we need to unravel them. We'll try and do that a little bit more. We have a little more time on the show. Stay tuned.
किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो, बात बहुत है काम की, समृद्धि के पैगाम की। मिट्टी की तुम जांच कराओ, मुफ्त सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड ले जाओ, कभी मुनासिब बीज लगाओ, सही किस्म की खाद ले आओ, जितनी जरूरी उतनी डालो, सही मात्रा खुद पहचानो। किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो।
आज ही मिट्टी की जांच कराएं, राज्य सरकार के कृषि अधिकारी से संपर्क करें और मुफ्त में सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड पाएं। कृषि और किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा किसान हित में जारी।
मैं ये नहीं पूछूंगा कि आप शौच के लिए कहाँ गए। मैं ये भी नहीं पूछूंगा कि अगर आप खुले में शौच के लिए गए तो क्या आपने अपने बच्चे की जान को खतरे में डाला? क्या आपके गांव की बच्चियों को खुले में शौच करते हुए किसी ने बुरी नजर से देखा? आप खुद समझदार हैं, सक्षम हैं। आप ये तो जानते ही होंगे कि हमारे देश में 70,000 से ज्यादा गांवों के लोगों ने खुले में शौच की प्रथा को खत्म कर दिया है। गांव के बच्चे, महिला, पुरुष सब इस लक्ष्य में जुटे। निगरानी समितियां बनी जिन्होंने खुले में शौच कर रहे लोगों को समझाया, शौचालय बनाया, उनका इस्तेमाल करना सिखाया। क्या आपका गांव भी बनेगा खुले में शौच से मुक्त? आइए स्वच्छ भारत अभियान से जुड़िए। अब नहीं तो कब?
जैसे सूट टाइप, यू नो, मुझे ये ग्रीन या फिर ब्राउन। ठीक है, आप ये पैक कर दीजिए। सेब कितने का दिया? बच्चे को संतरा ही पसंद है, यही दे दीजिए। अगर आप माँ बनने वाली हैं तो HIV टेस्ट जरूर करवाएं। बच्चे को HIV से बचाने के लिए जल्द ही पता लगाना और वक्त पे दवाई दिलवाना जरूरी है।
करें वही जो बच्चे के लिए हो सके।
हर सरकारी अस्पताल के ICTC में HIV की जांच एवं सलाह मुफ्त और गोपनीय है।
अब मैं अपने लाइफ की सबसे बड़ी मूवमेंट लीड करने जा रहा हूँ, जो इंडिया के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। आपको खड़ा होना पड़ेगा मेरे साथ टीम स्वच्छ भारत मिशन का हिस्सा बनकर, और हम सब मिलकर एक ऐसा इंडिया बनाएंगे जहाँ हर कोई टॉयलेट यूज करता हो, क्योंकि जब सब टॉयलेट यूज करेंगे तो सब प्रोग्रेस करेंगे।
Welcome back to Late Edition. We're talking about Pakistan's obduracy, which has been addressed in very strong words by External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj on the issue of Kulbhushan Jadhav, former Indian naval officer who was first caught and then sentenced to death on the charge of spying, a trumped-up charge. That's what the Indian government says. It has no basis in evidence, and a very strong warning has been issued to Pakistan. Ambassador Satish Chandra and Commodore Uday Bhaskar are with us. Ambassador Chandra, what will Pakistan, what kind of reason, what kind of logic will Pakistan listen to? Does it have to be words, or beyond words, something that really gets the message across?
Well, I just illustrated from my 2 stints in Pakistan. I was first there in the late 60s and then in the mid-90s and late 90s. Now, it was common practice that Pakistani do beat up Indian diplomats in Pakistan. So I observed what happened in the late 60s is when they picked up 1 or 2 of our officers and really hurt them. and the reaction instantaneously within 48 hours on the Indian side was intense, of a similar nature.
Okay.
And after that, for the next 2 years that I was in Pakistan, no such incident occurred.
Now, we're not suggesting the same.
No. I'm just saying.
Just giving an instance.
I'm giving you an instance when you ask this to illustrate. Now, if you look what happened in the 90s, this continued to happen. But
I hear what you're saying.
We were civilized. We didn't react, and it continued happening. So, to answer your question, is that you need to, and that's why I said that you need to declare Pakistan as a state sponsor of terrorism and institute measures against such states, which will entail very harsh actions against them, which will be hurtful. They need not necessarily be military. They could be a whole lot. They could be economic, etc., etc. Measures as a whole.
Bhaskar, these measures could also be on the international stage, or do we just keep it strictly bilateral?
Well, at this stage, I would say that India should explore both tracks. You know, as our discussion has highlighted, the fact that Pakistan is flouting international conventions and norms, and you can go back to the Geneva Convention, this whole question of consular access and how a citizen is to be treated, a foreign citizen, by any country. There are certain protocols which are normally respected. I think India should look at international fora for bringing Pakistan's transgression into a larger global focus. But concurrently, I think at the end of the day, as I said earlier, the fact that China supports Pakistan in the way that it has for decades, and the support provided by the United States and some of the other major powers, in a way emboldens Pakistan. Therefore, I think we need to devise certain bilateral measures and initiatives that would increase the cost. Now, this is something that can be done. It need not necessarily be discussed in television studios, but the Indian government has to, I think, convey this resolve. Now, last year when we had the surgical strikes, people said that Narendra Modi is a very, very decisive prime minister. And this is the difference that you are now seeing in the bilateral relationship. Now, if the Indian government is able to, I think, convey the same resolve, we saw a bit of that in the parliament today. But to convey to Pakistan in the most appropriate manner that this kind of a kangaroo court, which has sentenced an Indian national, Kulbhushan Jadhav, is not acceptable to India. And if you do not comply in the manner as far as the safety of the individual is concerned, then India would have the right to take recourse to other initiatives wherein, as I said, the cost to Pakistan is calibrated.
We're completely out of time, sir. We're completely out of time. Clearly, Pakistan has been told in no uncertain terms, without mincing any words, that India is willing to do whatever it takes as far as Kulbhushan Jadhav and his fate is concerned. Pakistan better heed, take it as a warning, take it as a suggestion, take it as a threat. Pakistan can do as it pleases, but it needs to act as has been suggested by India, or it will not know what it can be hit with till it's hit with it. Thanks a lot for joining us this evening, and stay tuned to DD News for all the latest.